Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to the Khalid podcast. I'm Khairul Soli and this is a new series called CaliphX, a collaboration series with industry experts, professionals and skilled talents to share their expertise and knowledge. A more technical approach diving into the mechanics of a certain skill or niche. My guest today is Khalid Alsree and Kamal Karim, two very experienced and enthusiastic realtors with PropNex. They are here to educate you listeners about the property market and prepare for retirement. Khalid and Kamal, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Khalid podcast.
Waalaikumsalam. It's a pleasure to be here, my friend. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met a lot of realtors out there, and I mean I'm glad that I've connected with you, Khalid, and I mean
Yes.
your vision and your concern towards the community is what makes me drawn to invite you in to the podcast. So how have you guys been? A nice wallpaper there, Kamal.
It's just a background of the office. But anyway, we are doing Alhamdulillah, so very well. Because our intention to share today is to help our community to educate
Nice.
them, show them what can be done. Because normally for people, even for myself, when I started my life getting married, we just want to buy a house without knowing anything, just to have our own privacy with our family without knowing anything. So today what we are going to do, Khalid and myself, is going to help and educate our community out there what to look out for actually.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, maybe before we start, can both of you introduce a bit about yourself?
Okay. I've been in the real estate business for about 6 years already. Okay, and for the past 6 years, I've been doing mostly HDB and private property market. So basically, most of my clients are from HDB, and then we upgrade to either private property or EA or EM from the BTO. So sometimes what we see is a common trend of problem is that they are very reluctant to sell because they are unsure of their next affordability, and then they wait too long and then they miss that opportunity. So that's where we are both here to actually share valuable information of understanding of why they should actually upgrade and then prepare themselves for retirement. So
Right.
like the common pitfalls and blind spots that they are unaware of. So that's why we are here today. Yeah. So
Alhamdulillah.
Kamal also have roughly the same experience as me. So Kamal.
How about you, Kamal?
Yeah, I've been in the industry. This is my 5th year.
Nice.
I used to work in engineering for almost 24 years. So it's kind of a sudden change, But I'm glad I'm in this industry, and I wish I started this earlier because I love meeting people, when I sit down and listen to their needs, to their what they plan for. It's just a joyful thing to help them achieve, what they want.
Okay.
It's just that for now, I guess through all the experience, I noticed there's a lack of information. A lot of people, they like to listen to their friends, to the coffee shop talk,
So that's the most common.
Yes, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's just that everybody doing that. Even for myself, also when I was not in this industry, I also listen to coffee shop talk to people out there. Yeah. So this is what I'm just glad to be in this industry.
Because usually it's like very misleading, right? Because every couple or every household is unique.
Yep.
So different people face different problems. Different people have different needs or different goals in their life, or they are at a different stage, right? So that's why they have to understand that everybody has their it's just different sets of problem that needs to be addressed differently. Yeah.
Right. And the outcome is different for everyone also, right?
Yes, exactly.
You cannot look at others and then you're like, hey, they can have it, why can't we have it? Because their situation is different from theirs.
Correct, yes.
And
That
I
is
think a
also
lot
very
of
important.
people do not understand that lah.
Yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah,
You will get
alhamdulillah. All
into
right.
that.
Okay. So how? I mean, we have been we've been through one of the serious pandemic in in in
Yeah,
in in, in history, COVID-19, and I mean, alhamdulillah, we have gone out from circuit breaker, right? So how? I'm just curious,
yeah.
how have you both of you adjust yourself, especially in this situation and with your jobs at hand?
For me, especially when viewing is totally stopped, right?
Yeah,
Wow,
right.
you have to download Zoom, you have to learn how to use Zoom, but most importantly, um, I feel that the working with my sellers have given me an opportunity to build a better trust relationship with them,
Yep.
because they also would have to help me with regards to the viewing. And for me, it's also about presenting the home and understanding my clients during my presentation, and to change my approach towards the my strategy, yeah, in the property market lah.
Mm.
Yeah.
For this kind of situation, is kind of shock juga lah, in the beginning, I thought we cannot, how are we going to do
Yeah.
this business, how are we going to meet client? But as the time, as the days go by, we notice that, like Khalid said, there's a Zoom,
Yeah.
every viewing, also we have to go through Zoom.
Correct.
Any presentation also we have to do through Zoom. The only difference is that the personal touch is not there.
Yeah.
So I guess Zoom replaced that. And then because during that period also, before that period comes in, there are already people who already sold their house. So they are stuck.
Yep.
Some of
There's a
them
lot
are
of them.
even they are even desperate to get a house. So a lot of unit closed through Zoom. The highest I got was, I was quite shocked also, a buyer to view a landed at 2.8 just through video.
Wow.
I didn't expect that much, that kind of quantum, people would come to see through Zoom. Yeah. So, but I think these people, they understand
Yep.
the situation,
Right.
and then they know what they want. It's just a difference between physical and through Zoom.
So how was the market like during circuit breaker, and how's people's behavior?
Usually for the first timers, right? Because they're first time buying a home, so it's very difficult for them to make a decision just based on watching a video,
Yeah.
FaceTime or Zoom call. So it's you cannot really push them to say that, hey, this is really good, because there is no feelings, right? There's no physical attraction. You cannot see their body language. All you can only hear the intonation. So it's really very difficult to understand that. But they have some of the sellers who have sold their house before the COVID, then it's either they wait, or if there's no enough time, then they have to really make a decision during the COVID, during the CV. Yeah.
Yeah, because like Khalid say, for first time buyers, right? Even sellers, they intend to sell, but once the pandemic in, because they stop everything, they wouldn't say, hey, okay, I wouldn't want. They are afraid of their family, to have, if the people come and view, or they wouldn't want that. So what we did, when the market, when the CD period, the
Yeah.
market was good, was the project, the new launch. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
During May, what we did for ourselves, we
Sure.
even bought a 2-bedroom Tampines Treasure.
Oh, okay. For yourself, you mean?
Yeah, for ourselves.
Oh,
So I
nice.
still remember it was 1st May. So during that circuit breaker period, right, launch property was the highest selling.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
I mean, when you buy this kind of property, it's just like, some people, I cannot see the show flat. But it's the same. When you buy a BTO, you cannot even see the show flat. They don't even have a show flat.
Yeah.
Correct. True. Very
So
true. Very true.
it's the same. It's the same. It's just that the quantum is different. So
Yeah.
if they know what they want, that's the reason during that CB period, a lot of new launch are sold.
Projects.
One of the
Yeah.
highest transacted is all new
Wow.
launch.
Was the
Yeah.
price lowered during that point for the new launches?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. Oh,
Not
okay.
exactly, yeah. It's just a perfect time for them to understand that at this current situation, it's with a safe entry price, it's better to do it now compared to you waiting for a longer period of time of
Yeah.
uncertainty. Yeah, so that's how I think, I believe they made a decision.
The
Mm.
price, I mean, what Khalid says is correct. To be honest, during this period, it's the best time because if you have looked into CMA, look into the news, our minister say
Yeah.
construction costs will go up.
Mm.
Yes.
Why? Why? Because during this period until this is until October, government will subsidize all the swab tests. After that,
Mm.
all company or construction they have to
Have to
do on their
pay, is
own
it?
at their own cost.
Right.
You
Right.
see,
Yeah.
so during this period, and honestly, that's the reason why we got a 2-bedroom unit in Tampines.
Nice.
Because we
Nice.
know after this period, the price will definitely go up.
Right. Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yes. There's
Smart move
also
there.
also other factors to consider, for example, like a low interest rate, and
Yep.
also now we are also doing the progressive payments for our customers, so they feel much more comfortable in
Right.
separating from their money either for investment or in the next few years, hoping that they will earn some capital appreciation.
Right. Right.
Mm,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now we are in phase 2. We are out from
Yeah.
circuit breaker. How's the current market today? And how again how people are behaving right now currently?
Currently, I feel there's a lot of uncertainty. So a
Still,
lot
huh?
of sellers, especially those who have already, HDB have already MOP, right? They are holding back a lot. But
Hmm.
before you actually make a decision to hold back, I think it's very important that you understand where do you stand in terms of your financials, right? Because at the moment, if you due to this COVID situation, a lot of people from travel and also tourism industry, they have a lot of issues regarding the loan.
Mm.
Yeah, and also those people who are working in shift work, those people who actually banks in a lot of their overtime, they basically have suffered a little bit pay cut. So with this
Yeah.
issue, you should actually understand where you stand in financially and then
Correct.
capitalize in the market for the future. So when the market actually picks up, your property value can also pick up, and that is where you
Mm.
gain whatever you lost during this particular situation.
Right. Right. Right.
Mm.
Okay, so the thing is, during this second phase, right, it's just like demand and supply. When the news came
Right.
out about the BTO will be extended to 4.5 years to 5 years, so
Yeah.
there's a surge in terms of buyers.
Yes,
As for sellers
especially in
also,
July.
yeah. So as for sellers, right, there are property they have marketed at a certain price negotiable. Instead of negotiable down, it's negotiable upwards because the
Mm.
demand is higher. Yeah, people
Mm.
want to buy because most of us, if we are getting married, we wouldn't want to wait 4.5 years or five
Yep.
years to get a BTO. So this is all boils down to the COVID-19. So
Yeah.
they have to delay all the construction. So every construction is delayed. That is where the supply and demand comes in.
Yeah. Yep.
Of course, for now, what I can say, people are still afraid of going up. People will expect, I think, wait for the COVID-19 over, the
Yeah.
price will go up. You know, I mean, I
But
wouldn't know. Yeah, Khalid, what you were saying?
yeah, but I think like if you really wait, then you probably miss the boat, right? It's better to prepare and go together with the market rather than you wait. And if you miss the boat, then it's a like
True.
total waste. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
contributing factor to the surge in July was also due to the help, like to the buyers who cannot make a decision during a circuit breaker. Yeah, so with that, there is a lot of demand, especially in areas like Woodlands, in areas like Sembawang and also Jurong, where the units are actually bigger in terms of size and at a very
Yes.
low quantum. Yeah, so those units, like me and Kamal also we did a transaction in Woodlands, right? And then we are also shocked to see that now in this current market, up in phase 2, there is cash over valuation at certain areas. So
Wow.
that is probably some factors that the seller should think about. Yeah.
So
True, true, true.
to boil down all this, it's all of my own experience. I just sold my own house.
Yeah.
Okay, I expected the price because at my blog itself, nobody sell anything above 400. So I don't expect to get that much. Because of that, I market my house. I got my house above the block
Valuation.
price of 25k.
Wow.
25k above. So this kind of situation, I say, just within one day market, I have 12 people inquire. I quickly take it down from the portal because I wouldn't want to have so many people coming over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
in one day.
Yeah, all
Wow.
in one day. I do not know why some sellers are still waiting if they expect, because if not much people are going into the market of selling, right, you
Correct.
can demand on a higher price. It's just
Mm.
supply and demand. If let's
Yes,
say
yes.
there's a lot of people selling and there's only one or two buyers, how are you going to get a price that is at your expectation?
Correct,
So
correct.
this
Yep.
is the supply and demand.
I'm just curious, what will be your forecast, of the market situation 6 months to a year from now?
I think for the HDB resale market, prices will still be steady. I think the sellers will probably still hold on to the prices. But if you
Mm-hmm.
look into the private residential market, I think there would be a dip in price. So it
Mm.
really depends on the situation. But if you're talking about new launch, the developers will definitely hold on to their prices.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
For talking about market situation in the coming 6 months or 1 year, it still depend on because our government, they are very very prudent.
Yeah.
They do not want our property price to shoot very fast up to even go down very fast. For a HDB flat, it is a public housing. They want their people, our people,
Yes.
to be afford to buy. It also depends on how so if the price of a property goes up very fast and then your salary doesn't go up that
Correct.
fast, how are people going to afford?
Afford. Yeah. Yeah.
So to all my experience in this industry, there are 5 things that
Mm.
government controlling to manage the price. Okay,
True.
one of it is the TDSR, the total debt
Mm-hmm.
servicing ratio.
Mhm.
Okay, this debt ratio is used to be 80%. Now they go down to 75%.
75%.
So they only take 60% of your loan, and
Mm.
then additional buyer stamp duty. It used to be 7%, now it's 12%.
Yeah.
So they will take a look at this. Is like a tap, it's like a tap. If it feels that the market is boiling up, is lower down this tap, lower down this tap. Another one is a seller stamp duty. Seller stamp duty used to be 4 years, now it's 3 years. So they can control all this.
Yep.
Another one is CPF. CPF, the retirement account, every year it increases based on inflation, and then the usage of CPF. The latest usage was the buyer and the balance list must be equal to 95.
Mm.
So
Yep.
if not, you wouldn't be able to use the whole of CPF. Another one is the LTV, the loan to value. So these are the things that the government control.
Correct.
It's like a tap. Once they feel that this thing is boiling up, they will close it. They will open up. These are the things that
Yeah.
government control. Because if you see property in Singapore in the newspaper every day, there is a news about property in the
Property.
papers. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm. Wow. They call it this. They call it the cooling measure or something like that, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
there are
Yeah.
Yes,
some
yes, yes.
stages. There are a lot of stages of
Yeah.
cooling measure.
Right.
So,
Because
but I don't think there will be a
mm,
lot more injections in terms of cooling measures at the current moment. If
sure.
things get a little bit worse, then probably they will ease these cooling measures. They
Mm,
probably bring down
Yeah,
the ABSD or the SSD or also the LTV. Yeah, so that is how you also look into what's happening in the market and whether the prices are going to go up or what
yeah.
will be the supply on demand will be controlled by these government
Yeah.
factors. Yeah, or cooling
Okay.
measures. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. You guys deal with a lot of clients, right? And I'm sure a lot of them, they have their dream house, right? They will tell you,
Yes.
oh, this house or that house and stuff like that. But then I think how important it is, in terms of, let's talk about the financial aspects of purchasing a property, right? How important it
Mhm.
is to at the same time to have the ambition of buying your dream house, but at the
Mhm.
same time be realistic, right, and practical in terms of your financial situation.
with the current interest, right? Okay, this is I think it's not right or wrong. Okay, this is just human nature of thinking,
Right,
emotion.
right.
Okay, we
Yes.
used to have interest of mortgage loan from 5%, 4%. It was so high, and yet there are people buying and there are yet people selling.
Mm,
Uh, that at that moment, people didn't even talk about, even thinking about the interest will go down. People say, oh, better go to this institution because it's lower, this institution is higher. But now, with the current situation, interest at only about 1.4, because the day we got our unit in Tampines, right, our interest was 1.4.
wow.
Yeah, when I spoke to some of my friends or even a family, oh, so dangerous, 1.4, the interest will definitely go up. Yes, it will go, but will it reach to 4 and 5% in just matter of 1 or 2 days? It won't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It will definitely jump like that. So at this moment, if you're talking about financial, this is a good time because interest is very low. And
Mm,
then a lot of clients that I met, they want to sell, they want to buy this house. It's important before the selling, you need to do your uh, budget or your loan for buying first. Make sure that you can get a loan. Make sure that how much can you afford before you selling. Because once you sell, then you decide to do your loan or your
yeah.
budget. What if you cannot get a loan? Where are you going to stay? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if some people come to you, hey, don't worry about buying, just do the selling first. Because I have a lot of situation that in that
Mm.
situation, when I met them, oh, this person said, don't worry about buying. You can see at your pay, okay. Yes, he may have a healthy pay or healthy income, but sometimes there is a few situations that they cannot get a loan.
Get the loan, yeah. Then they will be
Yeah.
stuck. They
That
sell
is
their
very
house and then
important.
they cannot buy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then if they have to rent, it's really a waste of
Mm.
time and a waste of money,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually the planning is very important right from the beginning. You have to understand the value of your house, how much cash proceeds, even if it's actually a positive or a negative sale. And then from
Mm.
there, you apply a loan and then to see what's your budget for your next purchase. In order to have a proper retirement in the next 25 years, you have to calculate in detail and what's the best step for you, not compromising your cash flow, not
Yeah.
compromising your expenditure or your expenses for your kids, for your future. And that is better planning, which is critical, I feel, at this particular stage, especially if you're around 30 to 35 years old. And
Mm.
if you have a BTO that's bought me in 5 years ago, this is actually the best time for you to look into asset progression, look
Yeah.
into what's next in order for you to retire by the age of 60.
Right.
So what Khalid is saying is correct. You were saying that kalau let's say if we intend to buy a house, because as a person kita, we are very emotional. We are
Yes.
very emotional to buy. Yes, I've been there. I know. I understand. Okay, that's one of the reason. Yeah, that's one of the reason me and Khalid and myself, we go into investment, property investment. We do for ourselves because if we asking people to do it and we don't do ourselves.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally different, right? It's totally
Yes.
different. People will say, hey, you yourself never been through it. How are you going to help us?
Yes.
So
Oh,
for
that's
Khalid and
painful.
myself, I mean, it's true. For Khalid and myself, that's the reason. Even what I did, me and my wife also, we sell our house, we split up our name, we buy at multiple properties. So when we face a client, we know their situation. Because when we
Yes.
want to sell our own house, which we stayed for almost 14 years, since my daughter was 7, now she's 21, it was so emotional. It was so emotional when we want to sell the house. We so we like this house. But if we get the emotion attached to that house when we want to retire or even our children want to go study or overseas studies, it will not help.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to sound so how to say so bluntly saying that if let's say we stay in a house, the HDB house until 99, because I got people who tell me, Kamal, this is from my grandfather to my father, not to myself. I don't think I want to move for that. Okay, once you reach 99, can you tell that to the government? Say, hey, this is from my grandfather, from my father to myself. Now I want to pass it to my children. No,
Yes.
government say, okay, good luck, you go another place. So what most important is focus on our needs, on our, because when we are young, when I working last time, I used to think, okay, never mind, now I'm young, I can work hard, I will save money. Maybe another 2, 3 years or 5 years I will save. But after 5 years, it's still the same. It's still zero. I earn, I get my pay on the 14th. Okay, so when I do my spending, I say, okay, never mind. Maybe another 2 more days is already my payday. So it doesn't matter, So it's keep carry on. Because if you don't decide, it will definitely be the same thing over and over. If you think as a newly married, I say it's tough because I just tied up my house. I do a renovation. I have small kid. What makes you think when your kids are grown up and study university, it will make you more easier than the situation you are in now? I mean, these are all through the experience what Khalid and myself been through. So like I say, we are here just to help and educate our community out there. Don't do the same mistake what we did.
Yeah. Especially the part where you have to separate your money in CPF that is refunded, and then once you reach 55, it goes to a retirement account. And usually that is something that is overlooked by a lot of our clients lah. And that is where I feel that they should be contacting an agent or somebody who has the knowledge to advise them regarding their retirement account, and also especially about accrued interest, because this accrued interest is something that is in the blind spot, that if you don't really understand it. I have a client who actually called me and said that they want to sell their DBSS in Clementi. So, and she was telling me that, I'm going to have this amount of cash proceeds because I've been staying here for this amount of years, and this is the market price, I bought at this price. So they're like, Khalid, boleh tak I buy this 5-room flat, then I want to give my son a little sum of money. Then when I calculated for her, we realized that it's actually a negative sale. So she got shocked. So she's like, how can this happen? And then I have to go through the details of how she got, she used her CPF for the mortgage repayment and increase her accrued interest a lot. So when it goes back, all her cash proceeds actually is going back straight into her CPF account. So I think this is also I think Kamal also have recently had a case where one of his clients did not want to sell, but when he explained to his clients the issues about accrued interest that a lot of people did not see, she straight away told Kamal like, hey Kamal, please sell my house, please sell my house.
Right. Okay, so maybe you can share with people, listeners, right, who don't know what is accrued interest about.
Okay, this accrued interest is an interest in the CPF. Whatever inside your OA account, if you do not touch any amount in your OA account, government will always, every single year, will pay you 2.5%.
If you don't touch.
Yes, if
Okay.
you use it for your own house, okay, and the CPF is stuck inside that house, there's interest of 2.5%. You are the one that will pay.
Paying.
That interest will keep
Right.
moving until you return the CPF
Back the
back
money.
into your OA.
So technically, everyone is using their CPF, and everyone has to pay the accrued interest for their house, correct? Which people
Yeah.
don't
So
know.
it's yes, it's not wrong. I'm not saying that it's cannot use CPF. Even for myself, I also use CPF, but you need to monitor because
Mm.
numbers won't lie to you. If something like 2 plus 2 is always 4, you cannot say 2 plus 2 is 1,
Yeah.
2 plus 2 is
Yeah.
3. So
Yeah.
numbers cannot lie. So you need to
Yeah.
know how to monitor. Of course, for Khalid and myself, we will help. When someone call us about this, we will sit down and really show them and teach them how to monitor your accrued interest. When is the right time to really let go and earn some cash? Because you see, CPF we cannot take it out until
Correct.
55 or
Correct.
65, right?
Correct.
So how do you earn cash from this CPF? It's our property. Because
Yeah.
okay, we don't count about any interest. Put aside all the interest. Imagine you buy a resale flat at 400,000. You
Yep.
say, okay, we want to downgrade maybe when we are old. We want to downgrade to 3 room. Okay,
Yes.
then in let's say 30 years or 20 years time, the property appreciate to 550. You want to downgrade to a 3 room. Maybe when you're 65, then I want to retire lah. You buy a house, a 3 room flat at maybe cost 300,000. Renovation probably plus all the fee, whatever is 50,000. So you left with 150,000. How long can
Yeah.
you? What can you do with 150,000?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So these are the things and the figures, and this is not even include into the interest yet. That's
Mm.
the reason we are here to help people understand that it's not wrong to use your
Yes. Yes.
CPF. It's just that you need to monitor. I just want to give one good example. I don't
Sure.
want to say it's right or wrong, but example. Okay, when we visit houses, we saw people with luxury car, right? They are willing to pay 2,000 for the car or even 1,000 for the car every single month.
Yep.
While that car every single year is appreciating, they don't even
Yep.
think. They say,
Correct.
"Oh yeah, I don't mind. At least I drive this car." But if you say you pay a house in terms of cash, you buy a house at 400,000, you pay in cash. Once you fully paid, and then the house appreciate even 400,000, 500,000. Right? When you sell at 500,000, you will get back 500,000 in cash. So that's the difference. So it
Mm.
doesn't matter. It's like because like I say lah, macam we all don't have any saving. When I work also, I thought I want to save, but I don't have saving.
Yep. Yep.
One
Yep.
more day to payday, 2 more day to payday. Okay lah, no, my pocket empty already. No, never mind.
Yeah.
So these are the things like macam when we pay a house, it's like our own saving. It's just
Yeah.
that this saving we cannot take it now. There's a lot of factors involved. We cannot talk it on air macam gini because it will be a long thing and a lot of people will misunderstand.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, the listeners should actually look into installments for mortgage property not as a burden,
Mm.
because eventually it will actually be, they will be rewarded if they make an effort. I mean, if you can buy a car and pay like $1,000 or $2,000 monthly, it's
Yeah.
actually depreciating each and
Correct.
every year. But for property, you are putting in more cash and eventually you will get back, you will be rewarded. So I think the mindset has to change from spending more of your cash flow into property, into a
Yeah.
vehicle. It should
Yep.
be, should be looking into your property.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah, yeah.
There's something that yeah, I guess when you say just now the 4 room to 3 room, right, they want to downgrade, right, and they thought they have that 150,000 cash, right, and then suddenly they realize that,
Yes.
oh, I have to pay accrued interest, and that 150,000 has to give the part to the accrued interest, and then they left with a few lesser than what they
Yeah,
Yeah,
expected, right, and that's
yeah,
where people don't
yeah.
understand about accrued interest.
yeah,
Mhm. So it's not wrong. It's not wrong to use your CPF. Of course, your CPF is there. You can use it. It's just that you really need to know the numbers and monitor. If you have
Mm.
if you have your own, a property agent, make sure keep in touch with your property agent. You can even
Right.
ask him to every year or even 2 year once, ask him to do or her to do the calculation. Hey, help me see. Is it the right time or what? How is my financial now? These are the things that if you have your own, will be better. You can ask them to just calculate that. Anyway, there's no obligation. We must know how the numbers work.
Correct. So property agents are not only to just buy and sell. You're supposed to keep property agents, throughout your years, and suddenly and just
Yes,
come back to them and
of course.
review. Is it? I didn't know
Yeah.
about this. I didn't know about this.
No, okay. For my Khalid and myself, what we did, right? For what we did, we are still in touch with our clients 4 years, 3 years, five
I
years ago.
see. I see.
Yeah.
We send festive cards, we send birthday card to keep in touch.
Right. Right.
Sometimes they will just say, "Hey, Khalid, hey, come out. I just want to have a coffee. Just want to do some calculation." We are not there to meet them or meet her to, okay, this is done. You must sell. You must sell. No. Because property is a very big one term.
Correct.
Anything you decide to buy in terms of property, it will be very stressful.
Yep.
Yeah. To buy a house now, right? To buy a house or a home now, it's not just going into the market. Oh, I want to buy this. No, it's really about planning. To buy a home, it's really about planning your retirement.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. Some people they say, "Yeah, I don't have like, I want to make my kids grow up, let them have their own family. That's it. I want to relax." I mean, it's not wrong, but if you have something inside you, big ambitious, because normally in our community, right,
Yeah.
even for myself also when I'm young, kita macam orang kampung, we buy a house. I want to buy this and stay forever.
Yes.
Let
Yes.
the kids
Yes.
grow up,
Yes.
let them have their own family. Why not we build a legacy for our family? Build something that everybody know that when we die, we cannot bring the house, we cannot bring the money, we cannot bring
Correct.
anything, but
Yeah.
we can leave a legacy for our children. If you think our life is difficult now, what makes you think our children is much easier than us?
Yep.
Even though if they study so high, whatever,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
we are there to help our children to have a better life. Then from our children, we help their own children to have a
True.
better life. This is how
True.
we live our legacy within our community. We want to have our community, people to look up in. Yes, Malay owning multiple property, ataupun orang kita ada own a few landed ke. These are the things that we want to help our community. Yeah, these are the things that kita nak help our community lah actually.
Yeah.
That's the main.
I think it's true because especially the old mindset, right? We wanna. I think there's a lot of the elderlies. Their house are fully paid, and they are just comfortable, and yeah, and then when they pass away, their child take over the house, and then they feel that there's a sentimental value there, correct? The emotional attachment to that house, and then but then they know that 99 years is gonna be gone, right? And goes back to the government and stuff like that. So that is something that I think a lot of the Muslim community has to snap out of it and take action lah. So what if let's say they are in that situation, right, where their house, I think their parents, they like to, I've met few people where they have been influenced by their parents saying that you have to pay your house quickly, and so you have no loans, and you stay at the house. So what's your view on that?
Okay, this is a good thing also. Because to buy a house fully paid with cash, we don't talk about that. Cash is king. Everything about cash is nothing to talk about. Let's say to buy a house fully paid with CPF is much more dangerous than to buy a house with a loan. Example, if you buy a house in terms of, let's say, again, I based on 400,000, right? Well, this is just a general number, fully paid with CPF. After 5 years, it will be 450,000 plus interest, even though you already fully paid.
Correct.
It's accrued interest. There is just 5
This
years.
accrued interest is where they did not see.
Yeah.
So this is the one where it's very dangerous. So it's really
Even
important that they have
even
to
though
understand.
if let's say they pay the house fully paid for the house for 5 years, but then they continue staying, that's where the accrued interest still grows, correct?
Yes, it
Yes.
grows. It will not
Yes.
stop.
Yeah, it will not stop.
So you see, if let's say you buy a house with a loan, I don't know why people are scared about loan. We have a HPS, Home Protection Scheme. I got a lot of clients. You know, the other party suddenly 2 years they bought that house. Suddenly the other party got stroke, cannot work. The house is fully paid.
Fully
Isn't
paid.
that much more better? And fully paid is not with CPF loan. It's fully paid loan. It's everything in terms of cash. Okay, there are even if you take a bank loan, there is a mortgage loan, a mortgage insurance. Why are you worried about this? You know, because this is the concept where people don't understand. We are using other people's money to make our own money.
Correct.
In terms of we are using the bank money to make our own money.
Yeah.
There is a breakdown where you buy a fully paid CPF paid 400 and bought a house at 400 with a loan. There is a breakdown. After 5 years, with the loan, you still make some money. With the fully paid, after 5 years you sell, you don't make any money. You will lose 50,000.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Unless you buy it cash, I cannot say that. Cash is totally different lah.
Yeah. Because doesn't mean that, you see, that as the accrued interest grow, your property value would probably either go down or be the same.
Yes.
But you're already losing at interest.
True.
Yeah, so that is something that is very dangerous, and I feel a lot of people are not aware of.
So, in terms of the, I mean, people always say that bank loan is always better, right? In terms of the HDB loan, what's your views on that?
I think actually the market actually, or the most of them feel that the HDB loan is better than
Is
bank
it?
loan, right? Yeah, but on the contrary, actually bank loan is better.
But I
Yeah,
think
what Khalid says is correct.
the difficult part of bank loan is the down payment, which I think a lot of people have
Yes,
struggled.
you need
Correct.
that
Correct.
5% cash. Yes. Okay, why some for old elderly they say that bank loan is bad because last time when the MES did not come to step into control, right, they can loan up to 105%.
Yes.
That is where the problem comes in, and our government know this situation is happening. That is why, like I said, they are controlling the loan value. Yeah, now you can only loan up to 75%. And then they also take only the TDSR, they only take 60% of the pay. Out of that 60%, they will still consider whatever commitment that you have. In terms of loan, if you take a HDB loan, I'm not saying it's wrong. Yes, you don't have to come out cash, but you think about this. The loan interest for HDB is 2.6.
Yes,
it's actually 2.5, 0.1 pegged to CPF, right? So it's 2.6. Okay, so 2.6 plus the accrued interest is 2.5. Total is already about 5.1%.
5.1 interest, huh? Yeah.
You know, because of HLE is 2.6, accrued is 2.5. So it's already 5.1. If you take the bank, yes, it's fluctuate. That's why I said you need to monitor. If some people say, Kamal, leceh lah to monitor this heavy. If you think to save you 100,000 or maybe even 50,000 leceh, I do not know what to say lah. You know, even someone who earns a year or someone who earns 100,000 a year, also don't even have saving of 100,000.
Yeah.
That could be the difference between your next step, you see. That 100,000 saved just by interest itself could actually determine a better purchase or better probability in the future.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that small step, that small effort to actually maintain or to actually refinance after 3 to 4 years or reevaluate after 3 to 5 years, right? Using with a bank loan could actually make the difference.
It will still depend on the situation. You know, I'm not saying that bank is always good, HDB is always good. No, it still depends on the situation.
Situation,
Of course,
yes, correct.
The situation that the person is in.
Yes.
Just
Again,
like
yeah.
like for Khalid and myself, we've seen a few people. They want to have bank loan, but our advice is your situation. This is not good to have a bank loan because of this, because
Mm.
of that.
Yes.
You
Yes.
really
Yes.
need to
Yes.
have a HDB loan. And some people they want to have HDB loan. Okay, your situation is not good. You have to. I'm
Take
not
the
saying
bank loan.
that's why every different person is not the same.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
totally
Yes.
different.
Is it okay? Because I understand that CPF. Yeah, I mean the downside about taking HDB loan is that accrued interest. You have to pay the extra 2.6%, correct? And then is there ways that you can, if those who who took that HDB loan, can they switch to bank loan to avoid that accrued interest? Is that possible?
Okay. For HDB, right? Okay. Some people they will do this. They cannot take bank loan because they don't have that 5% cash, correct? Okay. So they will take HDB loan. From HDB, yes, if you have no problem with credit, you can switch to HDB to bank loan without coming out that 5% cash.
Oh,
But you must remember, once you switch to bank, you cannot switch back to HDB.
HDB.
Some people
mm,
also have this mindset that, hey, once I use a bank loan or I buy a private property, I cannot use CPF. Yes, you still can use your CPF to pay, even though it's a HDB loan or it's a bank loan.
right, right,
Uh,
right.
there are ways also to keep your credit clean, to not cannot say hide, but there are ways to put your credit right. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. So the conclusion of this topic is don't be too smart. Just meet a property agent because they they
Yeah.
know what's going on. Yeah. I think sometimes
Look, we are also not trying to enforce you to do certain things that could not
correct,
benefit you, right? Yeah,
correct,
just be
correct.
open to just meet somebody to call us or what, and
True,
then
very
we will
true, true,
definitely share with you what is important for you.
true.
And then it's up to you to decide which steps you want to take.
Correct,
So
correct.
don't be
Yeah,
really afraid.
Okay, I understand where people are coming from because I met a lot of friends or family of clients, and they will say, "Oh, once I meet a property agent, we will say, okay, you sign this, you do this, you sell it." No, don't worry. Khalid and myself, we are here. When we meet, we do a thorough calculation. We give you
mm,
options, and we will go home. You will decide what option do you want.
yes, yes,
There's no there's no way that, because we wouldn't want to go back and cannot we do a bad decision for our client. We want to go back and sleep soundly. That's it.
correct, correct.
Yeah.
There are some
Yeah,
situations where we actually tell our clients not to sell. Yeah,
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
so it all really depends. I think that is why you should this situation, especially during this COVID situation, this property shouldn't be overlooked.
Yep, yep. So for first time buyers, it's always important to at least get a professional consultation from a property agent because you
Yes.
guys know very well and different people has different financial situation. So you cannot compare yourself with other people. So you need to explain, you need to be transparent about your financial situation, and you guys will come in and advise which is the best step, right? Towards
Yeah.
your dream home, for example, right?
Yes.
And then yeah, I think with this topic, I've learned a lot already from you guys. So alhamdulillah, really
Alhamdulillah.
thankful for that. Okay, so I mean we I think we consumers, we are the targeted group where sometimes we will sit here and there about properties, and then we will see a lot of uh ads, right? Ads popping up, on Facebook, on YouTube, on IG, all these familiar faces of property agents
Yeah.
telling you, statements like, own two condo, don't, zero down payment, do you know this, do you know that, and stuff like that. Are all of this true? And yeah, please enlighten us.
Some it depends on the situation and also the pay scale of every individual or household. So you cannot just take it just based on face value. It's very important to understand how did these people actually sell one and then buy two. there are risks that are involved. So are
Correct.
you able to take that risk? Are you able to separate probably not having a car? So these are the things, and like, especially during this situation, you have to understand that what, where are you in terms of job security? Are you able to maximize your pay slips? Is your wife working? So it is important to understand where you stand before you think about selling one or buying two. Sometimes
Right.
it's even better for you to just make an upgrade or actually maintain and then you cash out. So not every or asset progression you talk about, right, actually works for every individual. Mm.
So you must understand that I really like when you touch about the zero down payment, don't even touch your own money. It's true, but when you sell your house, make sure that you have a big uh, sales proceed. It's just like when you sell your house, you have this much sales proceed. You don't even touch your own money.
Yes.
You get what I mean? So that money from that house, that is where they go out and buy. I'm not saying that selling what you have to buy to. No. Okay. Why I did what Khalid and myself, what we did, why we do this is because we experience, we know how to do it, we monitor our own finances. So if you have your own personal property agent, that is, you really trust, that you can keep in touch. When you text, when you text someone, they don't reply next week, so someone that you can really keep in touch with,
Yeah.
then you can really sit down and take a look into your situation. Okay, why they sell one buy two concept came about is because people are thinking about like what Khalid and myself do. Okay, we are doing that, selling one buy two. What we are doing, one house we are staying, the other house, okay, we are renting it out.
Renting out.
But some
Yeah.
people, they are calling that rental money, they are collecting. But for me, I don't collect. Whatever that I get from that rental money, the tenant will pay for my mortgage. It's like the tenant is putting saving into my tabung lah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like my saving lah, my saving. So probably I will decide, I will monitor when it's the right time to sell, when it's the right time to exit. So these
Yeah.
are the things. To go into sell one, buy two, it's not an easy, selling one, buy one is already so stressed.
Yeah.
You imagine selling one, buy
Yeah,
two. So
well,
it's
true.
not easy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not easy. It's just that you really have to do a proper calculation, meet the right person, sit down and plan.
it's not
Yeah.
only the entry, it's
Yeah,
also the exit that is very important.
Correct.
You have to look
yeah,
at the rental property in terms of location, how long has it been, the vacancy rate. You cannot
Yeah.
buy a property that is probably a safe entry price, but it's always vacant at a lot of times. So you are basically paying for your own mortgage. You want to find yourself in a situation where you can rent out that property, use it and pay off your mortgage using the rental income. And then you can
yeah.
probably look into the next step during the seller's market, and then you sell and then you can make a little profit. So that is
Yeah.
how it's carefully done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think this asset progression is something it's something very good, but at the same time we have to be practical about it, right? Because last time
Yes.
what I know is that a lot of, I mean, during our parents' time, right? There's no such thing as all of this asset progression term,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
People
yes,
people
yes,
just, our
yes,
mindset will just buy a house and that's it. I think
yes.
the new
The
generation,
generation.
we're thinking in different ways. How can we maximize what we've been given the system,
Mhm.
right? How can we maximize
Yeah.
the opportunities
I
there?
agree.
And I guess uh I also hope that listeners out there, we change our mindset, and at the same time let's look at what we have and see what are the options out there to progress. All right, not to just have that old mindset where just buy one house and that's it. If there is opportunity for us to make money, why not? Correct. So I
Yes.
think that's
Why not?
where
Yes.
people will have to sit down with property agents and understand the market and stuff like that. So any last advice or tips
Oh,
that you guys would want to share? Yeah.
okay. I just want people to understand out there, right? What we meant by saying that planning for retirement. Retirement is not, wow, I have to retire by 50, sit down at home and doing nothing. No. Retirement, even my own father, okay, he is already retired, but he loves what he's doing now. He don't have to work hard or to what you say that I have to find money to fulfill my
Correct.
commitment this month. What I meant by retirement is that you will reach a certain age that you wouldn't want to have any commitment. To have, we just want to have security, and then
Yes.
we want to do whatever we want.
Wherever we want.
You
The
can
freedom
still
to do
work.
things.
Yeah, yeah. You can still
Yeah.
work. I have friends who already retired at 50. They are doing the things that they love. They're still working. Some of
Yeah.
them, they don't get me wrong. I have friends who are driving Grab, and they already retired. They don't have to do anything. They just love to do. They
Yeah.
can travel. They can climb mountain anytime.
Particular time.
They can go diving
Yeah.
anytime.
Correct.
But
Correct.
these are the things that security is important. What I'm trying to say is not to retire, stay at home, watch TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, some people they love to do that lah. But what I meant by retirement is planning for your rainy days.
Correct.
Because our community we have this apa tu susah dulu senang kemudian, right?
Yes.
Okay, but now I noticed that a lot of people did not use that. Nowadays, a lot of people they senang dulu, bila masalah coming, problem come, then they think about it. It's
Correct.
too late already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Once you regret, there's no point thinking about it, or you want to regret, sit down, menyesal, no point.
True. Very
Yeah,
true.
the planning is there.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we are not retiring, so you can always call us. Yeah, but like the reason why we got in touch is because our intention was to share whatever we know to the people that matters to us.
Yep.
So I feel it's very important for individual or listeners to actually get in touch with people that they are comfortable to share what the situation they are in. If not, if they do not have anybody else for them to talk to or understand or have their information to share with them, they can always call us.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to know where you stand and planning for the future. What's the entry price? What's the right time to enter? And also importantly, just to exit. There are a lot of situations today that one of my friend actually has another agent that he already sold his house, but now because his job is being affected, he could not get a loan to buy what was promised to him. So he's back staying with his parents, with his wife and his kids. So you don't want to be sold to empty promises.
Correct.
So I feel you have to relook into your portfolio and see what's the best situation for you. So that is why we are here talking about the property market. And
adding to your point right there, I think a lot of maybe our community, right? They sometimes, unfortunately, they will meet maybe not ethical property agents out there who want to just quickly sell or quickly buy for your house and stuff like that. So I think for us audience out there, what makes a great property agent that we can when we meet one, or for example like yourself, right? Maybe you can share with us what values do great property agents have.
I think if they can provide you with a solution, not just about money, and to
Correct.
provide you options for you to choose what is comfortable for you and your family. Some people are much more comfortable to stretch and pay in cash. Some people are not willing to do it due to certain reasons, right? Like maybe their family needs more money or the lives to adapt to their lifestyle. So you have to find somebody who is willing to step in your shoes. Then I think that is one of the most important factors, because if you cannot just talk about numbers of every day, right? Because
True, very
it's
true.
yeah, I'm not, if I'm not in your shoes, I don't know what actually you really need. I cannot be just thinking of myself. So I think that's one of the important factors to have as a property agent.
Yeah, what Khalid says is true. Because nowadays, right, youngsters and all the people that are coming up is IT savvy.
Yes.
Any information they want, they just click here, click there, and everything we get. So what I believe that we every property agent, or we must be like a consultant. We are there, to do the proper way of calculating, and then the proper way. What we will always do, Khalid and myself, we will always give a few options. Think over it. Probably it will take maybe 2-3 days, 4 days. Think over it. Come back to us. Then, what is your decision? Because to be very honest, right? What Khalid and myself always do, right? After 3-4 days, we got people that call us, Khalid, come on, for 3 days, after I see what you show me, I cannot sleep. Can I see you? So these are the things that, these are the things that we face. We are there to provide options. What are the best?
Yes.
The decision doesn't boils to us. Decision boils to the audience.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, like what you said, we want the community to reach a certain age, for example, the retirement age, where we want this property to work for us, so we can at the same time do what we love, and we are free to do what we enjoy with our families and quality time. So right now, this is where our time for us to really work, right? To work and to progress. The asset progression is very important, lah.
Yeah. Because what Khalid, you were saying, okay, at that point, right, people between the age of 40 and above, when they intend to sell, buy two, or even upgrade or do anything, right, you need to do a calculation based on your SA account. Okay, this might be a surprise to a lot of people, because why are we talking about special account? It's nothing to do with property. Yes, it does, because this SA account will determine whether at the age of 55, are you still able to use your CPF to pay the mortgage, or are you not? You have to pay cash in terms of what? Because this SA account is very critical if you reach about 40, 45, selling and buying. Yeah, that is where we will come in to help you to do the calculation whether it is safe or for you to do this sell one buy two, or even upgrade, or whatever you want to do. And then, is it safe when you are 55? You still can use your CPF, or do you still have to use cash? Yeah, this is the part where I think our specialty.
Yes.
I don't think many people or many agents out there, they will talk about special account, but Khalid and Kamal is different. We always talk about special account.
Nice. So you're saying that even if you're in the 40s or 50s, where you are maybe stuck in that house and you want to do asset progression, right? Is it too late at that age, 40, 50?
Okay, it's not too late. It still depends on, of course, financially. If you only solely depend on your CPF, it doesn't boil down to your OA, it boils down to your special account.
That's why
because
you say just
while before you're 55, right, you can still use your CPF to pay mortgage or do whatever. But the critical age, that's 55. Because some people, when they reach 55, government will tell that person, okay, here is 5,000. Kira main jauh-jauh lah, like that. Here is 5,000 for you. That's a token. There is a way for you to achieve more than just 5,000.
Right. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So for our audience out there who really want to they know that, okay, now the need to have a property agent is very important, because they thought they know, but all what they know is just the surface, correct? I mean, everyone can just go to Google and just check, okay, here and there, we need to take bank loan, or we need to take, or whatever it is, right? Everyone can know, but the depth of knowledge is where you guys come in, right? So how can they reach out to you?
Okay, so for me personally, I have, you can follow my Instagram account, our Khalid Alsree Property on Instagram or Facebook, and Kamal would be Kamal Karim Property, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also you can just contact us directly at 94228000.
8,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, like Khalid said, you can contact us through Instagram and of course Facebook. And then still can call us, message or WhatsApp anytime.
Yeah.
We will definitely reply. 94228000. Remember this number, 94228000. Khalid and Kamal.
Yes.
What an easy number to remember.
A typical
Okay.
property agent number.
Okay, alhamdulillah, guys. I think I really enjoy today's session, and I really learned a lot from I
Yes.
mean just this short span that you guys shared with me. I mean, again, that's why I love what I do. I get a lot of information and knowledge from you guys, and I hope the listeners would first of all aware that property or purchasing a property is important. It's just not like and like I like the example that you gave, right? Like if we can pay our vehicle, right, which is a depreciating asset, why can't we focus more on something that is appreciating in the future? So I think something that we community, we have to get out from that mindset, and we have to look at the possible opportunities out there, but at the same time understanding our financial situation, correct?
Yeah.
So alhamdulillah, thank you so much, both of you, Khalid and Alsree Kamal. I really enjoy this time with you, and I pray for you, both of you, all the
Inshallah.
best, and
Thank you so
continue.
much.
I
Thank
think
you,
as a
inshallah.
property agent, you guys are not only just um, helping others to fulfill their dream home. But at the same time, I think what I like about you guys is you guys are out there, constantly out there, educating our community. Even though, let's say, if you guys have educated them, but they didn't go to you, but at least you have contributed. That da'wah of,
Yes, yes,
that
yes,
da'wah is
yes,
there.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So alhamdulillah, inshallah, Allah will reward you for your efforts there lah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, inshallah.
Thank you.